Good morning. My name is Tina Fenton, and I'm going to be presenting Dr. Fiddle's financial analysis for his financial statement and whether or not the hospital should acquire the practice. So, the overview of this project is going to give an analysis of the questions that were given. Does the practice generate enough cash to cover its current obligations? Based on the financial statements, the 2014 numbers calculate that the practice does have enough to cover its current obligations. The liquidity current ratio states that the practice has enough to cover the obligation 1.42 times, also showing a worse trend from 2013 of 1.68 times. The obligations will still be covered. The quick acid test displayed a worse trend showing 1.07 times in 2014 versus 1.28 times in 2013. The next question: is the practice likely to be able to meet its long-term obligations as they become due? The practice will not be able to meet its long-term obligations that become due because of the debt to total assets ratio. The ratio shows the practice has a 96% debt to total assets ratio both in 2013 and 2014, therefore showing the income does not match or balance the expenses of the practice. There was only 1.19 times that interest was earned in 2014 and 26.5 times it was earned in 2013, showing an increase in trend. The fixed charge occurred zero point 0.2 times in 2014 and 1.7 times in 2013, showing a better trend. Is the practice increasing its patients' encounters and collecting its accounts receivable in a timely manner? The practice is not increasing its patient encounters and collecting its accounts receivable in a timely manner. The trend for the inventory turnover ratio was worse. Based on the calculations from 2013 to 2014, the turnover ratio went from 13.3 times to 10.3 times. Also, the average collection period shows a ratio of 60.8 days in 2013 and 89.1 days in 2014, displaying the collection period increasing. The fixed assets turnover ratio displayed an increase in days from 2013 to 2014, going from 5.15 days to 6.49 days. And the total asset turnover showed a trend of it getting worse from 2013 with the 1.97 days to 1.64 days in 2014. What is the practice's net worth or equity, and is it improving? Is the practice improving its profitability on a sustainable basis? So, as you can see on my right, it's increased in those areas. So, it will show the differences between equity, profit margin on revenue, return on total assets, and return on equity. So as you can see, equity was better in 2014, showing an increase with the numbers with equity being $7,660 in 2013 versus $8,173 in 2014. The profit margin on revenue displayed an increase in 2014, showing that it did improve with negative 0.6.7% in 2013, improving to 2% in 2014. The return on total asset displays a negative trend, showing it got worse in 2014, showing that it was negative 13% in 2013, increasing to 0.3% in 2014. And the return on equity shows it is improving due to a massive increase in 2014, with negative 294% increasing to 6% in 2014. Overall, those trends show the practice is improving. How might the hospital's acquisition of Dr. Fiddle's practice impact the future financial performance of the practice itself? The acquisition of the practice by the hospital will impact the future financial performance by adding additional doctors to the practice, therefore allowing for more patients to be seen, which results in an increase in revenue. It also will bring it into the institution system, the financial decisions to be a corporate responsibility, figuring out and purchasing and staffing. The doctors will become hospital employees and will be paid fixed salaries and will improve structure for the healthcare practice. All factors considered, do I think it is a good idea for the hospital to acquire the practice? Overall, I do believe the practice will be a good idea for the hospital to acquire. Based on Dawn's notes, the practice is considered to be in a prime location. It also acquires more than 250 inpatient admissions and 1,100 outpatient diagnostic and surgical procedures per year. Just overall, the practice is improving in trend from 2013 to 2014. The office manager took a large pay cut in 2014, which also impacted the practice's profitability in 2014, affecting the ratio and increasing the profitability. The FDIC also distributed a one-time insurance gain after acquiring a bank the practice was under, impacting the profitability. Obtaining a medical diagnostic device that can have potential in revolutionizing the prediction of scanning for chronic obesity. These are my references. This is the presentation of Dr. Fiddle's financial status and whether or not the hospital should acquire the practice.